I'm Kris.
And I'm Wyatt Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And this is Horrorland News. Alright, so keeping up because, again, so many amazing TV shows out for horror right now.
Whew.
We're doing our brief TV roundup segment first. And again, this is a no spoiler section. We're just going to kind of briefly talk about what we were able to see before filming for this episode. And then we will have a full spoiler episode, episode once the season is done for each of these shows.
Yep, we're going to debut our first single episode of Review This coming up soon, where we're going to review Squid Game.
Right, and that's the first one we're going to talk about right here because we finally got the chance. We've been super busy. Finally got the chance to sit down and just blow through every episode of Squid Game.
9 hours of TV, but boy, it didn't feel like it.
It flew by. I can see why everyone is talking about this show. I loved it, except right up until the end. There's a very specific plot point that I'm not thrilled with. We already filmed our review of it, but I definitely had some things to say about the little twist at the end there.
I loved it from start to finish, except for the end. I do agree with her. As the end, it's not that it's bad. It's just
not okay.
It's just You'll see. Watch the review, but do watch the show. Do watch the show because we
watch the show. It's amazing.
We spoil everything.
It's amazing, and we watched it in the original Korean with subtitles. It wasn't distracting to watch it with subtitles at all. And
from what I've seen clip-wise of the dub, please watch it in subtitles. Like, it's not good.
No, English dubs usually are not. I mean, they're great for humor. They're not great for actual translation.
No, I don't think so. Not in this case, anyways.
No, but definitely watch it. 5 million thumbs up. Watch Squid Games.
Fantastic.
If you haven't already, I don't know how you haven't, because everybody is talking about Squid Games.
It is an experience.
All right, so then we also had Chucky on Tuesday night on Sci-Fi and USA.
Yep, still love it.
Oh my god, I love it! I love it so much, you guys.
This show does not feel like a show. Like at the end, they even gave us a little behind the scenes of like 5 minutes where they showed the puppetry and stuff.
Amazing. The puppetry is amazing.
Like there were times where I was questioning whether it was a puppet or whether it was CGI, an animation because it was so expressive.
It's so good. And I just want to say fuck Lexi. Like,
yes, they do.
I'm really mad that she didn't get killed. There's a part where it's like a little dance and she just barely keeps missing the knife and I was so frustrated. I was like, just kill her. Yeah, this girl needs to be, I agree with Chucky. This girl needs to, some people just need to be killed.
Some people, so we'll see where it goes, but for right now, 2 episodes in, I'm
sold.
So sold. This is
so sold.
So good. Such good stuff.
Definitely watch it. Catch up on it if you haven't. But yeah, definitely watch this show. This is great. If you're a Chucky fan, even if you're not, it's full of all kinds of different horror tropes. It's got a little bit of something for everybody. Still waiting for Jennifer Tilly and Fiona Dourif to show up, but they're coming. They keep teasing that they're coming.
Oh,
so.
Andi hasn't shown up yet either, and we know he does.
And we know. Well, we heard his voice in the first one because there was a phone call.
We did hear his voice,
Alright, so then the third one we want to talk about is AHS Double Feature had their season finale, and wow, was it a finale.
Yeah. It's only 4 episodes, but boy, I feel like this 4 episodes is going to be the most memorable over the other
and there was so, like, I don't know how they managed to fit so much into 4 episodes.
It's like a dream come true, because I've always wanted to do a sci-fi where you take all of these conspiracy theories and just put them together.
Right.
Holy crap, they fit.
If you can think of the conspiracy theory, they probably got it in this series in 4 episodes.
They're able to rewrite history within this. And
very interesting.
Yeah, and you have to know that and respect that it's like what Quentin Tarantino does. You rewrite history. It's not real.
Please.
It's fun.
It's not real. please.
But it's fun if you can just understand that. And then it's so much fun. And I really, really enjoy it. It's so well done, produced, and it blows your mind.
I love Aliens. It did not disappoint. Again, if you are into Aliens, you've heard the majority of these conspiracy theories before.
Yeah, most people, I think, are going to understand because everything that it does dive into, it's not like it's a deep, dark web conspiracy. Right. These are things that are everywhere.
Right, like Watergate and Deep Throat is part of it, and who they have be Deep Throat, I think was a really interesting rewrite of history.
Very interesting. Like, some of it makes you wonder, what do they know?
Right. But it's not real. We did land on the moon, guys. I swear to God we landed on the moon. I may not be able to prove it because I wasn't there with my own eyes, but I'm like 99.9% positive we went to the moon.
I saw a video this weekend that was showing people on the street saying that they watched this show to get the truth, and it kind of made me want to just say, guys, we're having fun with this. I enjoy a good conspiracy theory, but it's just in fun.
I mean, you're better off going to watch Black Mirror for the truth.
Yeah, because we're living a Black Mirror episode. I think we've all come to that conclusion.
By the way, I miss Black Mirror. Please come back. I need new episodes.
Or at least end the episode that we're living.
But stop giving people ideas.
So anyways.
All right, so we're going to move on to our first story. It's kind of a human interest piece. We found this news clip about this guy, this hero in Texas.
This guy's amazing.
Who decorates his house in the most gory way possible for Halloween.
And then the kids will come up and give him suggestions for more, and it helped him motivate on how to write the story better.
Exactly.
Watch
all kinds of guts and gore.
Yep. Watch this video. We'll put the link in the description.
Yep. The cops are called to his house.
He's got body parts just strung everywhere. He's got people in a chipper. Like, it's fantastic. Just watch the video. It's so good.
Let's all be this man from Texas.
Yes. And instead of calling the cops or whatever on people that just enjoy it, have fun, they're enjoying the holiday.
Maybe when they're not home, inspect and make sure it really is a decoration. Like, if it looks really good, I mean, that's the best way to, it's just decorations.
I mean, I would love to sit there like this guy is doing, spraying his lawn with blood. Just spraying it down with blood. Be amazing. Yep.
But again, if you see a house that looks realistic, don't call the cops, but do make sure that it is props.
Yeah, just go over and say hi. Can I see your prop? Right.
Can I touch that?
Right. What's the blood made out of?
Can I take a sample to the lab, please?
But yeah, this guy knows how to do Halloween right. Yep. And we just wanted to share this video because it's so much fun.
Yeah, they always share, around Christmas time videos of the best decorated houses. So let's start sharing some of the best Halloween decorated houses.
Absolutely. And this one is a gore fest, so fantastic.
All right, so then I also want to talk about, there's this new pop-up museum that's coming up in Hollywood. Started by a guy who was on, I guess, Leave It to Beaver, Rich Carell. I'm not sure which character he is. Yeah, definitely not Beaver.
Or Eddie Haskell.
Or Eddie. Yeah. So he's got a lifelong collection of movie memorabilia from horror and sci-fi that he is putting together in a pop-up museum. Nice. It's going to be at the Hollywood and Highland Center for a limited time, and he's got so much memorabilia that he wants to display. It's worth like $15 million, his collection. Wow. And he says in the interview and stuff about it that he started back when he was a child actor on set, and he would see them just throw away all of these, costumes and props from different movies. He saw them just throw away stuff from Creature from the Black Lagoon, and so when he was 12, he says he worked up the nerve to steal a prop mask that they'd thrown out from the set of Abbott and Costello Meet Mr. Jekyll or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh my God.
So that's what kind of started him like, okay, I love this. I want more, all of it, all the time. So he collected stuff from movies throughout the year. So he's got old school stuff. He's got new school stuff. And he's hoping that this becomes a big enough draw that he can get. He has plans for a permanent location that he hopes to open in April.
Wow, that is so cool.
So if you are in the LA area, or are going to be there relatively soonish, go visit, get his numbers up so that he can show that people want this kind of museum, and that way he can get his permanent location, and that way those of us who can't travel to LA right now will get our chance at some point.
That is very cool. Bad respect to him. And yeah, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out all the information on this cool,
It was an LA Times article, yeah. All right. Moving right along to our review this segment for the week.
That was wonderful.
Bravo.
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
It's
day.
All right, so today's movie, we actually talked about it a few weeks ago when it was announced. It's called Escape the Undertaker, and it's a crossover promotional thing with WWE and Netflix. So the movie is on Netflix right now. And the interesting thing about this movie is that it is interactive. If you've watched Black Mirror's Bandersnatch episode, you know what that's like. It supposedly is going to give you options for what your characters are going to do.
Adventure. Yeah.
And it stars the Undertaker and a bunch of modern day wrestlers and stuff. We have been super busy and have not been able to watch this movie. So luckily we have wonderful correspondents for our show. And we found just the right man for the job.
Straight from The Wrestling Show, which can be found right here on YouTube, as well as his podcast, the Game Changer Podcast. So this guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to horror and wrestling. Introducing Nate, the effing great Grunman. Take it away, Nate.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of The Greater Evil. I'm your host, Nathan, and I am going to be talking about horror movies. The good, the bad, and just the downright ugly when it comes down to it. Now, a lot of people may know that I am a big wrestling fan, so I thought I'd start myself off with a bit of a softball, if you will, and talk about the Netflix series original, Escaping the Undertaker. Actually, it's not really more of a series, it's more of a interactive movie. Now, when this was first announced, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit excited for this because I've seen and I've looked into these interactive deals. There was actually an interactive movie that Markiplier did when he celebrated, I believe it was 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, something like that. I had fun with it. And there are a lot of games that do that aspect of interaction, of allowing you to pick what you want to do. So I thought, okay, going into these, they're not all that bad. Some of them are fun, entertaining, and there's even some that have that it's bad, but it's still somehow good aspect about them. So those are my deals going into it. Coming out of it, it's kind of average to say the least, but I don't want to harp on that too much for now. Let's talk about what the story is. So basically, it's a story of the New Day, one of the biggest acts in WWE. They are going into a haunted house that was created by The Undertaker, one of the best legends in World Wrestling Entertainment's history. And they are looking to get The Undertaker's urn. And they believe that with the urn, that they would be able to just make their power of positivity just explode and just really become a greater power. No pun intended for those of you that are wrestling fans. So it starts off, interestingly enough, with The Undertaker basically asking a question of, are you ready to endure the house? And it gives you an option. It either says, yes, I'm ready, or I'm too scared. This is honestly the best part of the entire interactive story. I hit the, oh, I'm scared option because I'm a smartass like that. And I thought, what's the harm? So hit that, it goes right to the credits. It goes into directed by Undertaker, produced by Undertaker, written by Undertaker, all these kind of random things. And then it really gets funny because as soon as the credits are done, Undertaker just goes, do you really think it was that easy? So already just like, okay, that's awesome. Now, as far as the rest of this movie goes, you have the option to go under a storyline with Kofi Kingston, with Xavier Woods, or with Big E. So you're basically exploring the entire Undertaker mansion. And it's interesting. You get to kind of see some of the things that make Undertaker this ghoulish kind of person. You get some interactive moments that are honestly fun, but I will say this, that where it strives is in a lot of the cinematic effects. and the humor that the New Day bring. I really will say that Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods are the only 3 guys that could have really made the cinematic deal just vastly entertaining. Undertaker, he plays a very interesting villain character, but also this is where we see the negative part of it. It's just one of the things I really like about the interactive gaming deal is that you have different journeys that you can take, and they have, you know, different kind of side stories or quests that you can do, and it kind of would bring you mainly to the main story possibly. You don't always get that. You get a couple here and there, but you don't always get that much. So that is kind of where I have a little bit of an issue with it, because I know I'm going to sound crazy for saying this, but with the Markiplier one, it feels like you go on different adventures and you have different endings to all of your scenarios that you go through, and that's fun because then it kind of makes you think, oh, well, maybe we should see what's going on for this. I think he had like 13 different outcomes with that. With this movie, it only gives you 2, really. Some people might disagree with that. There's only 2 that are really going to come out of it. Either you survive the haunted house or you get corrupted by the Undertaker. That's kind of the only 2 scenarios that you're going to see coming out of this. Overall, I enjoy it for its simplicity, but I do believe they could have done a lot more with this. So 31 minutes, not wasted, but also I think they could have done a little bit better. Final grading for this, I would definitely give this a solid C. It's a bit average, nothing too extraordinary. I have to give it a C minus, actually. I'm gonna say that just because there's so much more potential that they could have done with this, but they didn't take the advantage of, you know, going through with a lot of these different aspects of the, you know, escaping Undertaker story. So that is my grading for that. I would like to know what you guys think. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at RealLifeInGame. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, same handle. Also, be sure to check out all the great content that Notebook TV has provided for you guys. Kris, Wyatt, thank you guys for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes down. So this has been the Greater Evil premiering here in October. Thank you guys so much. Toodles.
Thanks, Nate, for that review.
Yep, not all movies can be winners. Not everyone's going to like everything. So, go watch it. Have your own opinions. Like we always say, don't trust us. Don't trust other reviewers. Make up your own mind.
Yep, and if you have a difference of opinion, let them know. You can leave a
tell
comment.
us in the comments.
Well,
Absolutely.
Please do.
We love arguing.
Well, keep it nice, though.
Be nice.
Nice arguing.
Right.
But,
please don't be mean. I'll cry.
All right, guys, that's our show for today.
Yep.
So please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for allowing us to do this because we love horror.
Yep. Good night and good fight, guys.
So when I'm out here working and sweating and frustrated when things aren't going right, it just takes one person to come by and thank me and light up like they're looking at puppies for it to make it totally worth it for me.
Maybe not quite like looking at a bunch of puppies, but as we mentioned, the house is located in Dallas. It's right off of Longview Street, west of Greenville Avenue. And be prepared for a traffic jam because earlier tonight, traffic maps showed gridlock in front of his home as plenty of drivers stopped to take in the gruesome display.